Life in Nigeria is filled with challenges, but within those struggles lie seeds of greatness. This is the story of Maria Okafor, a young woman who turned hardship into hope and hope into success. Her journey will remind us that no matter where we come from, we can rise. Maria grew up in a small compound in Abia State. Her mother, Mama Chinyere, worked multiple jobs, selling akra in the mornings and cleaning offices at night. Money was always tight, but love was abundant in their little home. Though Maria often went to bed hungry, she never complained. She quietly watched her mother's sacrifices and promised herself that one day she would change their story. Her primary school was poorly funded, with broken desks and few textbooks. Many children dropped out, but Maria pressed on, determined to learn. She borrowed books from friends and often read under the kerosene lantern late into the night. Her teachers noticed her hunger for knowledge. Though resources were scarce, Maria's mind was rich with curiosity, and she quickly became one of the brightest in her class. When Maria turned 13, her mother fell sick with high blood pressure and recurring fevers. The hospital bills weighed heavily on their fragile finances. Maria often skipped lunch to save money for her mother's medicine. At home, she balanced schoolwork with house chores and caregiving. Her friends played outside, but Maria was learning responsibility far beyond her age. Maria began selling sachet water in traffic after school. The hot sun burned her skin, but she pushed forward, knowing each naira counted. She sometimes studied while waiting for change at the market stalls. Though exhausted, Maria refused to give up on her education. She reminded herself of her mother's words, "Education is your ticket out of poverty." One afternoon, her English teacher, Mr. Ade, pulled her aside. He had noticed her brilliance and relentless spirit. "Maria," he said, "you are destined for more. Don't let this world break you." His words stuck with her. From that day, Maria carried herself differently, like someone who could rise above her circumstances. Maria started dreaming of becoming more than just a student. She wanted to be a voice for others like her, children who struggled but never gave up. She imagined creating opportunities for them one day. Her classmates admired her, not only for her grades but also for her kindness. Despite her struggles, Maria often shared her little food with those who had none. Things got harder when her mother could no longer work. The family relied on small help from neighbors, but it was never enough. Maria sometimes studied on an empty stomach, her vision blurring from hunger. Still, she pressed on. She reminded herself, "If I stop now, all my mother's sacrifices will be wasted." One day at the library, Maria met Ngozi, a girl from a slightly better off family. Ngozi admired Maria's dedication and often shared her textbooks with her. A bond quickly formed. Ngozi became her study partner, helping Maria prepare for exams. Together, they proved that true friendship isn't about wealth, but about shared dreams. Maria's daily routine became grueling. School in the morning, house chores in the afternoon, and street selling in the evening. By night, she studied till sleep overcame her. Despite the exhaustion, she excelled in exams, shocking her teachers and classmates. Her resilience became her secret weapon. When WAEC registration fees were announced, Maria almost gave up. Her mother had no money, and Maria felt her dream slipping away. But a group of teachers, led by Mr. Ade, contributed secretly to pay her fees. Overwhelmed, Maria cried tears of gratitude. The WAEC exam season was tough. Maria often walked to school in the rain just to make it on time. She revised late into the night, fueled by nothing but determination. She faced doubts, but Ngozi kept encouraging her. "We will pass, Maria. We will both make it out." Those words became her comfort. When the results were released, Maria's name stood out. She had not only passed but scored among the best in her school. Her mother danced with joy despite her frailty. Maria felt the weight of years of struggle lift, even if only a little. It was proof that sacrifice and resilience were not in vain. Though she excelled in WAEC, university seemed impossible. Admission fees, hostel costs, and textbooks were far beyond her family's reach. For a while, Maria considered dropping the dream and learning a trade. But deep inside, she knew education was her true calling. One evening, Mr. Ade told her about a scholarship program for bright students from low-income backgrounds. Maria applied with trembling hands, praying for a miracle. Weeks passed, and just when she began to lose hope, a letter arrived. She had been awarded a full scholarship to the University of Nigeria, Nsukka. Arriving at the university was like stepping into another planet. The buildings, the people, the endless opportunities, it was overwhelming. Maria felt out of place at first, but she reminded herself, "I deserve to be here. I worked for this." At UNN, Maria studied education and social sciences. She threw herself into learning, attending lectures, and exploring the library that seemed like heaven compared to her village school. She joined student groups, met mentors, and slowly began to believe she could shape a brighter future not only for herself but also for others. Though on scholarship, Maria still sent part of her little allowance back home. Her mother's health had worsened, and hospital visits were frequent. She sometimes went hungry to ensure her mother had medicine. The burden was heavy, but Maria never complained. In her second year, tragedy struck. Mama Chinyere passed away quietly in her sleep. Maria's world fell apart. She felt lost, broken, and alone. But her mother's last words echoed in her heart, "Never give up, my daughter. Shine for me." Maria returned to school after the burial, carrying her grief like a shadow. At first, she couldn't concentrate, but her friends and lecturers rallied around her. Slowly, she turned her pain into fuel, determined to honor her mother's sacrifices by excelling. Maria began volunteering for campus programs that supported underprivileged students. Her story inspired others, and soon she was leading initiatives to provide free tutoring. She discovered her passion for advocacy, using her voice to give hope to those who felt voiceless. Not everything went smoothly. Maria once failed a course due to depression and financial stress. She nearly gave up, thinking she wasn't good enough. But she remembered her mother's smile and Mr. Ade's words years ago. With renewed strength, she retook the course and passed. Her efforts didn't go unnoticed. She was invited to speak at a youth conference in Enugu about resilience and education. Nervous but determined, Maria shared her story. The crowd listened in awe. For the first time, Maria realized her voice carried power. That speech marked a turning point. Maria decided she would one day start a foundation for low-income families to ensure no child was denied education. It was still a dream, but for Maria, dreams were seeds that could bloom if watered with effort. Years flew by. Maria graduated with top honors, her name called among the best. She held her certificate with tears, whispering, "This is for you, Mama." The applause from the crowd felt like music, but for Maria, the real victory was surviving the journey. Graduation didn't mean life became easy. Maria faced the harsh Nigerian job market, sending countless applications with little response. But she refused to let frustration crush her. Instead, she volunteered while applying, determined to keep learning. Finally, Maria got her first real job with an NGO focused on education. Her dedication quickly earned her promotions, and she began to manage projects across states. It was the beginning of a new chapter, one where she could truly make an impact. With her growing income, Maria started a small community program in ABA, offering free books and lessons to children. Parents praised her, calling her the pride of ABA. Her dream was slowly taking shape. She was becoming the woman she once imagined. A few years later, Maria officially registered her own foundation, Hope Rising Nigeria. Its mission was to help low-income families access quality education. From scholarships to mentorship programs, Maria poured her heart into every initiative, remembering her own struggles. Maria's work gained recognition across Nigeria. She was invited to TV interviews, youth panels, and policy discussions. Leaders began to notice her voice. But Maria remained humble. "I am only a servant," she would say. "My success belongs to every child who refuses to give up." Years after her humble beginnings, Maria returned to her old primary school. The broken desks had been replaced, and children now had access to books. She smiled, knowing her journey had come full circle. From a girl who once studied under a lantern to a woman lighting the way for others, Maria had become a beacon of hope. Maria's story reminds us that no matter how heavy the struggles, resilience can turn pain into purpose. Her life is proof that greatness can rise from the hardest places. So, what challenges are you facing today? Remember Maria's journey. If she could rise, so can you. And if you want more stories like this, stay tuned, because inspiration is closer than you think. Thank you for watching this amazing tale of Maria who never gave up. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe to get more amazing folktales.